Hello friends, after successful completion of your first year, now you have entered in your second year. So warm welcome to all of you. For this year, you have to face semester 3 and semester 4. For semester 3, there are two papers, paper number 5 and paper number 6, each having 50 marks. In semester 4, again there are two papers, paper number 7 and paper number 8, again of 50 marks each. And thus, you have to face 200 marks for this year. Then from this year, there are the two practicals. In each week, there are two practicals. Practical exam is again of 2 days, that is practical first and the practical second, carrying 50 marks each. And so thus, the practical is about 100 marks. And thus, you have to face 300 marks for this year. I am dealing with your paper number 5, that is DSC C13, Embryology of Angiosperms. You remember the number DSC C13. The first topic, that is the structural organization of the flower, pollination and fertilization. Here 1.A, that is the organization of the flower. Subtopics 1.1, concept of the flower as a modified shoot, structure of typical flower. 1.2, structure of typical androecium and structure of tetrasporangiate anther and pollen grain. And 1.3, structure of typical gynoecium, here structure of typical ovule and types of ovules. All these topics you have studied in 12th standard. Then 1.B, that is of pollination and fertilization. 1.4, definition, types and mechanism of anemophily, example Ziamase, entomophily, Calotropis, and hydrophily, Vallisneria. Then 1.5, microsporogenesis, pollen germination and male gametophyte. 1.6, megasporogenesis, structure of embryo sac, monosporic, that means polygonum, and bisporic, that means in the ileum, and female gametophyte. Then 1.7, fertilization, entry of the pollen tube, double fertilization and the triple fusion, and significance of double fertilization. I think you have also studied in 12th standard. So both the topics now you have studied in detail. That is the structural organization of the flower, and pollination and fertilization. Then second topic, embryo and the endosperm development, polyembryony and the apomixis. So the topic number 2, embryo and the endosperm development, structure and development of the embryo in the monocotyledons, structure and development of the embryo in dicotyledons, development of the endosperm, types of the endosperm, nuclear, halobial and cellular. Then 2.B, that is the polyembryony and the apomixis, polyembryony, introduction, types of polyembryony, that is the true polyembryony, false polyembryony, then the causes of the polyembryony and the significance of the polyembryony. Then the apomixis, introduction, causes of the apomixis, types, gametophytic and the sporophytic, and significance of the apomixis. So you have to complete these two topics in the first semester. Then before we start our actual topic, we will revise in brief. The entire living kingdom, it is divided into two, that is the kingdom Plantae and the kingdom Animalia. So what are the basic difference in the plants and the animals? In the plants, chloroplast is present, which is absent in the animals. With the help of the chloroplast, during the sunlight, plants prepare their own food material with the help of the entire process, that is of photosynthesis, which is totally absent in the animals. And so the plants prepare their own food material, so they are autotrophs. Animals, they are heterotrophs. In the plants, perfect cell wall is present. In the animal, cell wall is absent. So thus the kingdom Plantae, it is divided again into cryptogams and the phanerogams only on the basis of the presence or the absence of the flowers. In the cryptogams, all are the non-flowering plants, and in phanerogams, all are the flowering plants. This is the basic difference in the cryptogams and the phanerogams. Phanerogams, it is also called as spermatophyta. That means flower bearing or the seed bearing plants. In cryptogams, plant body is not differentiated into root, stem, leaf, etc. In phanerogams, plant body is perfectly differentiated into root, stem, leaf, flowers, etc. So the cryptogams, as the plant body is not differentiated, it looks like a thallus, and so it is divided into thallophyta. Under the thallophyta, there are the algae, fungi, bryophyta and pteridophyta. So the algae, again, the chloroplast is present. Plant body is filamentous, main character of the algae, and prepare their own food material. In fungi, chloroplast is absent. Still it is included under the Plantae. Why? Because fungi reproduce like a plants. Their entire reproduction looks like a plants. And so on the basis of their reproductive characters, process of the reproduction, they are included under the plants. And according to the new classification, now this fungi is raised to a kingdom like a mycota, which we have completed in the last year. Fungi, mycota. Then the bryophyta, the basic examples are the Rixia, Markensia, where the thallus plant body looks like a thallus. It is not differentiated into root, stem. Rosette-like structure is there, which is the green dorsiventrally flattened structure. So these are the bryophytes. And in the pteridophytes, the plant body is differentiated into root, stem, leaf-like structure. Not a true stem, not a true leaf, not a true root is present in the pteridophyta. All the ferns we are familiar, they are included under the pteridophyta. So under the cryptogams, these are the non-flowering plants. And under the phanerogams, these are the flowering plants, spermatophyta. That is, sperma means seeds, seed bearing plants. So again these phanerogams or the spermatophyta, it is divided into gymnosperms and the angiosperms. In the gymnosperms, ovules are naked. That means ovary is absent. Only ovules are present, and so the ovules are naked and seeds are naked. There are again 7 to 8 orders are there, and in angiosperms, ovules are perfectly enclosed in the ovary wall. So the seeds are enclosed, ovules are enclosed. So you remember the basic difference in the gymnosperms and the angiosperms. In the gymnosperms, ovules are naked, and in the angiosperms, ovules are enclosed in the ovary wall. Then these angiosperms, they are again divided into dicotyledons and the monocotyledons. Dicotyledons, that means cotyledons 2, and in monocotyledons, cotyledons 1. So in the dicotyledons, 2 cotyledons are present, and in monocotyledons, single cotyledon is present. Then again in the dicotyledons, reticulate venation in the leaf, which is the key character for the dicots, and in the monocotyledons, parallel venation is the key character. Two differences. Third difference is, in the dicots, perfect taproot system is there, and in the monocotyledons, fibrous root or the adventitious root system is there. So at a glance, this is entire kingdom Plantae. From next period, we will discuss the angiosperms and the basic reproductive structure, that is the flower. Thank you.